How's it going, everybody? It is Sunday here, November 20th, out here from Fort Worth, Texas, going live for you guys today. Not necessarily the live stream that I had certainly hoped for to do for you guys today. You guys know, as of yesterday evening, I reached out to you guys. I told you we weren't going to have an episode of A Plus Hero Report today. But unfortunately, when I woke up this morning, I was woken up to some just extremely terrible news, as I'm sure plenty of you have already heard. That Ranger Nation, unfortunately, has lost another. Um, I believe one of my friends, Alfonso, contacted me to let me know if I had heard about it. I think they had sent me a link to some place called, I think it was like Geek Ireland or something like that, with the notification of the unfortunate passing of Jason David Frank. Definitely startled me. I wasn't quite sure as to what to certainly expect from the article itself, but I hadn't heard anything official. But I had eventually started seeing a lot of Power Rangers, a lot of people that knew him, giving them his condolences. But I was still certainly waiting for something official to kind of come out. And unfortunately, we eventually did, ladies and gentlemen. So today, what I really want to do is just kind of pay tribute to the man and the legend that is um, Jason David Frank here, ladies and gentlemen, who unfortunately passed away today, being reported from TMZ due to unfortunate suicide at the age of 49. The man was just about to turn 50 years old. I remember recently hearing an interview with him talk about the idea of him about to turn 50 years old and about just really how much he's kind of given to the fans and Power Rangers over the years, sort of thing. When people were asking if he was certainly going to be coming back for the 30th anniversary, I really have no idea if there were plans for him to certainly return for the 30th, or if there was ever a surprise appearance that's certainly set for us when it comes to 2023. Who certainly knows? But almost 50 years old, and we have the unfortunate passing of Jason David Frank. And so I really just wanted to spend this time. We'll probably go over the TMZ article here briefly, but I really wanted to just spend this time really just allowing this to be an outlet for people um, who really appreciated JDF, who JDF has kind of impacted in their life in any way, whether you've met this man, whether you've just watched him on television, whether you've met him at a convention and had a brief conversation with him, whether you've just seen him via panels and have heard him talk, whatever your connection is to JDF. I really wanted this to be an outlet for the fans, for myself, for any other content creators out there that have their own thoughts about JDF, that want to just pay tribute to him. And, rest in power, rest in peace. May the power protect you, JDF, wherever you certainly are, man. And I wanted to definitely give the fans really the opportunity to express their thoughts and their love for this guy. And so, if anything, we'll kick off, if anything, just so we can get this out of the way. The TMZ news that we wind up getting. Um, Power Rangers JDF dead by suicide at the age of 49. Great photo of him. I have a couple updates here, but the original one said that he died in Texas, according to his representative Justine Hunt. Sources with direct knowledge tell us that his death was the result of suicide. He's best known as Tommy Oliver from the original MMPR franchise, dating back to the kids series in 1993, which he was introduced as one of 6 crime monster fighting superheroes, masked head to toe with kung fu skills. Um, of course, they got to hit me with the ads here, right? Fans will remember. Let me turn this off. Fans will remember he started out as the Green Ranger in season 1, introduced at first as an enemy of the Power Rangers, only to do a 180 and become good. It says he went on to reprise his role as Tommy in several adaptations of Power Rangers: Wild Force, Turbo, Zeo, Dino Thunder, Mega Force, Ninja Steel, Hyper Force, and more. So yeah, and they just kind of highlight his career. He says he is survived by 4 children, which I honestly didn't even know he had 4 kids. I think I maybe knew that he had two, but I know that Jenna's really the one that's always been at the forefront. He was a professional trained MMA brawler, well versed in everything from Taekwondo, Muay Thai, Judo, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and others. He fought professionally for a time in 2008 to 2010. I don't even necessarily remember what his MMA record was, but I want to say it was pretty impressive. Honestly, I think he had a pretty good amateur record, and maybe even professional. But he is survived by 4 children. Jason's rep, Justine, tells TMZ, please respect the privacy of his family and friends during this horrible time as we come to terms with the loss of such a wonderful human being. He loved his family, friends, and fans very much. He will truly be missed. Frank was 49. Um, man, I got to tell you, the one thing I always admired about JDF for me personally was I felt like every time that I saw this man in person, whether it be a panel or even the brief meet and greet that I met him in, I've never met somebody who is so incredibly encouraging. Um, I feel like he's probably uplifted so many human beings in his life, touched so many hearts, given hope to a lot of people that truly needed it. I felt like anytime JDF truly opened his mouth or had a message to deliver, um, it was always about love and happiness and pushing yourself and striving to be better and to stay focused. And I mean, it was always a pleasure to honestly hear him talk. And it's so funny to me too, like just the impact of JDF, I think is going to be felt around a lot of places that I think maybe some of us would be surprised to kind of even see it. JDF has technically become like a pop culture icon in a sense. I think when you think of Power Rangers, whether you follow Power Rangers or not, one of the first couple of people, I mean, there's probably like 3 people that maybe come to mind for people when they think of Power Rangers: Tommy, Kimberly, and maybe Jason, right? But I felt like Tommy, JDF was so many people's favorites. I mean, even my girlfriend was in tears today. She came out of the bedroom and was like, "Are you okay?" Like talking to me, like, "Am I all right?" in regards to the news. And I didn't necessarily even expect my girlfriend to cry over the death of JDF, but it just shows you his impact and how people have been attached to him ever since the 90s. I mean, this man literally single-handedly helped carry this franchise in relevancy for like the past 25 plus years. And sometimes I don't think that even us fans certainly give him enough credit for it. Could we have been burnt out by the Tommy Oliver character from time to time? Absolutely. But I don't think that that is any sort of anything to say about Jason David Frank as the person, as the human being. I think he's done everything in his power to keep Power Rangers relevant and allow it to continue to be impactful for kids of all ages for so many incredible years. Like people that don't even watch Power Rangers know who this man is. They recognize his face. They've fallen in love with him when they were kids, even though they don't necessarily watch it now. So I do think the impact of JDF's passing, I think you're going to see it by many that maybe we didn't even know that he had touched or affected in some sort of way. You know what I mean? Um, I remember when I got the chance to meet him for the very first time at the meet and greets. I wind up having some photos here for you guys. I posted these over on Twitter and Facebook as well. And if you missed them, um, I think this was back in 2014. I can't remember what year this was, but this was at like a Dallas Fan Fest. This was like November or sometime in the fall here in at the Irving Convention Center. It was him and Catherine Sutherland that were here, and they had, not only were they in attendance at the convention doing Q&A panels, but after the convention they had a meet and greet at a pizzeria. I think they like rented out like a whole half or section of the pizzeria in order to have maybe about 10, 20 fans sit down with them, talk amongst themselves, talk with JDF along with Catherine Sutherland and just really have that one-on-one time, a great intimate sort of Q&A session. And you could just see how Mr. Frank himself really just admired the fans and loved being around them. And like he just almost got energy, if you will, from the fans. And it just, he's never done anything that has made me feel like he's been disrespectful or he's tried to put people down. If I've ever seen him speak about anything, it's always been quite uplifting. This was another photo I got the opportunity to take with him at the pizzeria as well. A beautiful photo of Catherine and Jason outside of the pizzeria. I think that might even be Jenna in the middle when she was much younger. But it's amazing how time, honestly, has kind of flown. But it's a memory for me that I'm always going to remember. You know, I never had the opportunity to actually sit down and do an interview with him like I've always certainly wanted to. Um, but he was a great man. He was a great person. And he's sorely going to be missed, man. Sorry. Sometimes it's just like not enough words. You know, for me, like growing up as a Power Ranger fan, you know, I even got in karate because of him, because him and Jason made it look so fucking cool. You know what I mean? And granted, I only stayed in karate for like 2 years. I'm like, nah, Power Rangers, you're good. You keep your day job. I'm just gonna go back to school. So yeah, karate didn't necessarily stick with me, but the impact was definitely felt. And so yeah, I just just thank you, JDF, for everything, for just great memories, great moments. Just as a fan of Power Rangers, for keeping it relevant, for doing your part. You know, I I remember a lot of the times he would say, you know, I would do this stuff for free for you fans. And I'm sure there might have been a couple occasions where he might have, and we don't even necessarily know about it, you know. But the fact that he always went out of his way to push such positive messages and to uplift so many people, I think that alone is worth recognition outside of his own acting career. He knew what his platform allowed him to do and what it made him capable of doing and the outreach that his platform allowed for him to have. And I think he used it to perfection, to perfection in touching so many Power Ranger fans. And just even if they weren't Power Ranger fans, just people in general. So thank you to everybody who's always supported him, who's always given him his roses and his flowers even before his passing. Like we've certainly tried to do our best around here to truly appreciate what this man has certainly given us for 29 years. I know he was about to turn 50 years old, but there is something about it that still feels um, gone too soon, you know? It almost felt like this man had like another 20 years in him, uh, if he really tried, you know what I mean? And some great memories, guys. Some great memories here. I tried to pull some photos online. I remember this photo right here. People were like going crazy, like, "Oh, what is JDF teasing? Oh my God, are we finally gonna get Q Ranger?" And I mean, look, we it's kind of come full circle in a way, hasn't it? JDF knew the future years in advance before we even did. I think this is a brilliant photo. Despite the Megaforce fail that we wind up having, I think the amount of effort that JDF and the rest of the Power Rangers certainly gave to even come back and give us something should certainly be recognized. This man was everything, man. He truly was. He was a powerful force in Power Rangers. Again, it doesn't matter. I really don't care if you felt Tommy was overused. The fact that he wanted to come back so many times to help the franchise, to please the fans, to make his presence felt, that goes above and beyond anything else, if you ask me. And just some incredible memories and a legacy that he certainly has left behind. The legend when it comes to Power Rangers, the Power Ranger, I think, when you think of Power Rangers, a lot can definitely be said. And again, you know, I think what's sad is that there was just so much left for him to do, you know. Um, he was working with Bat in the Sun on several occasions. A photo of him in his updated Green Ranger costume, and him and Bat in the Sun were just getting ready to go ahead and drop their Legend of the White Dragon movie. I believe that's set to still drop in 2023. I believe that might have been maybe his last acting project that he was a part of. And I definitely fully plan on supporting this and supporting his legacy with what he's definitely has left behind and has given us all his years of blood, sweat, and tears, whether that be in front of the camera, whether that be in front of the cage or inside of a cage, I should say. But you know what? I think I think this is also a valuable lesson in a sense to show a lot of people that, you know, despite how positive people portray themselves to be, um, no matter the positivity that one person spreads in this world, at the end of the day, we truly never know what somebody is struggling with or going through internally. You know, people probably look at JDF and say, well, why even do something like this in the sense of committing suicide? You know, you've got so much to live for, so much on your plate, some amazing children, you know, fans that absolutely adore you and would do anything for you. I- This just continues to show me that it doesn't matter how positive messages that we send out to people, we're still human beings, you know, we're still imperfect. We still struggle in life. And I think as I've gotten older, and now that I have a kid of my own, and having a kid, it feels like you have no idea like what you're doing. There's no instruction manual, you know, for raising a kid or experiencing life in general. And me having a kid, I see the struggles that my parents had to deal with, that my parents went through. And despite how they raised me and me looking at my parents like they're invincible, that they have the answers to everything. One of the things that I've come to learn during this time of being a parent is that we're always learning. We don't always have the answers. There's always a struggle happening in our lives. It doesn't matter if we're 30, 40, 50, 60. We're never going to get life perfected. And despite the money, despite the fame, despite the support, despite the amazing people that he's touched and the amount of love that JDF has gotten over the years, you never know. You never know what somebody is going through inside of their heart, inside of their head. And this is why I promote be kind to one another always. Love is important. Empathy, understanding, sympathy, open mindedness. The way you talk to people matters. The words you use matters. Because at the end of the day, I don't think any of us saw this coming. I'm sure people in JDF's circle, his friends and family, did not see this coming. Maybe they did. Maybe they knew he was struggling more than us as outsiders. You know what I mean? But I do think that this is an a message to all of us. I don't care how you feel about the character a person plays, care about the actor, care about the person, and just be cautious of your words. You know, nothing wrong with being critical, but I think at the end of the day, we should all understand we're all human beings and we're not perfect. And we shouldn't act like you or me are perfect because life is a constant struggle and we all need help and we all need an outlet. And sometimes our outlet isn't enough, but being an outlet for somebody means everything. So I hope with the passing of Jason David Frank, rest in peace, my friend. I I hope that we take this as an opportunity to continue to spread his messages that he's given us for so many years about loving each other, about being there for each other, about pushing yourself as a human being to overcome any obstacles in your life to be a better person. I hope we can take those messages and not only address them inwardly for ourselves, but also pass it forward to other people in life. The same message that JDF certainly told us in his life. Man, I got on this stream today and I didn't think I was going to get as emotional as I was about this. I honestly didn't. But the more and more I talk about this, man, I just realized the impact, that he's really had. And so yeah, to his family, to his friends that truly knew him, my condolences and my prayers. And I know you don't know me, but if there is anything you need, if there's anybody you need to talk to, feel free. I will certainly lend my ear and my heart for sure. So yeah. But anyway, so some valuable lessons I truly do think that we should take from all of this, and just remember the man for who he was. Again, we're never perfect. We always make mistakes, Um, I think we do tend to get heartbroken when our heroes let us down or fail us. But that's natural. That's life. That's normal. Because again, we're not perfect. We're not perfect in life. We make bad decisions all the time, and we do our best to certainly make up for them. But the true impact is the lasting legacy that you certainly leave behind for people. And I think Jason David Frank has done an amazing job in doing that. And I might even pull up some of his past panels that we've recorded over the years. If I can still find them in some of my backup drives, I might place them up here on A Plus Hero Report if anybody wants to revisit some of his older panels. I believe I do have some of them. If I do, I will certainly go ahead and put them up. But look, I definitely want to highlight some of your guys' thoughts. If you have memories, if you've met him, if you've talked to him, if you've just watched him on television, feel free to share the impact that he's left on you, how you felt about him. Definitely go ahead and let your thoughts be known in the live chat in the comment section down below. And if you are a content creator, if you are on camera, if you would like to join this discussion live with me and be a part of the show, message me, whether that be through Twitter or here in the messages. And I'll give you the link to join me. Byron says, is this even real? It took me a while to believe it myself, but yes. Seth Jackson, Mr. Daisy J. Frank was a legend and the coolest Ranger. My favorite Power Ranger, him and Mr. Austin St. John. His biggest Power Ranger fan, Seth Jackson. Well, I'm sure he appreciates that, Seth. Yeah, he was definitely one of my favorite Rangers for sure. I loved him in Austin also. Yeah, man. Carl, what's up, Carl? My childhood hero will be missed. R.I.P. Dino Knights, such tragic. Can't believe it. Yeah, me either, man. Me either. Sometimes you think that we have more time with these people, and I didn't know if we would ever get the opportunity to see JDF again as a Power Ranger. Is it something I would have liked to have seen? Yeah, maybe a little bit later down the line. I think the 30th anniversary certainly would have been special. Maybe there's a surprise still left for us. Who certainly knows? I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I will just say I do hope that Hasbro, considering the 30th anniversary is approaching, and I say I hope so, but there's almost like no doubt in my mind that when we do get to like the MMPR reunion special and Cosmic Fury 30th anniversary, that there will be sort of like a in dedication to JDF. I do think that there will be a small remembrance for him. Like I would be blown away if Hasbro didn't. So I can almost guarantee you it'll probably happen. Afro Shark, this definitely came as a massively brutal surprise. I hope he understands how much he meant to the world and just how many lives he changed with his work. Guy was my hero and changed my world forever. And I think a lot of people can certainly share that sentiments as well with you, Afro, for sure. Um, yeah, I think sometimes we do take people for granted, and when they're gone, we sometimes it feels a little bit late, but it's never too late to show somebody your appreciation and your love for them, especially when he's impacted you the way that he certainly has. Caleb says it's true. Yeah, unfortunately it is true, Caleb. Tony Robinson's here. Hello, sir. This is shocking. I know. Ripples in Ranger Nation for sure. Doomsday, I can't believe he's actually gone. Harko with his age here. I wonder when was his birthday supposed to be? No, he said it was 1973, born September 4th. So he just turned 49. He just turned 49 this year. Next year would have been his 50th. Marceline says he's the reason why I'm part of this franchise. Dino Thunder was the first season I watched, and seeing the Tommy Oliver Diary made me want to watch the other seasons. I owe everything to him. Um, I fell off of Power Rangers after In Space or Wild Force. I can't remember, or maybe it was Lost Galaxy. It took me a while to come back to Power Rangers. I came back to Power Rangers after Saban purchased the rights back and was going to do Samurai. And I knew a part of me told me, I remember part of me told myself, if I'm going to get back into Power Rangers, I'm going to go ahead and rewatch from beginning to the current last season. But I did go out of order because when I found out that Jason David Frank had returned as Tommy Oliver for Dino Thunder, that was the first season I went back and watched because I just thought it was so cool that he came back and the fact that they honored his legacy and he became yet another Ranger. I mean, my God, the impact that this man has had. There's no denying that he is the legend, if not the Power Ranger, when you think of all Power Rangers at this point, just because of his impact. So yeah, I definitely understand what you mean by that, Marcelino. The A Games 10 is with us today. Blossom, we will miss you, Tommy, most definitely. Daniel, what's up, Daniel? Rest in peace, Jason Dever Frank. My favorite memory of him is his cameo and Family Matters. Him versus Steve Urkel. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bro, I used to watch TGIF like it was my religion. Okay. I honestly forgot that he was even on that show. Oh my God. Can I find a hold on a second, y'all? I'm trying to see if I can find a photo. Okay, there are actually a couple of great photos in here. So let me I'm gonna save these real quick. If it'll let me. Because these are some amazing photos. Like I literally had no idea. It has been such a long time. Yeah, just give me a minute. I'll have these up here pretty soon. But I'm glad you brought that up, man. I'll get them up here in a second, Daniel. We got Alex, rest in peace to the legend. Who else we got in here? Byron's joining us today. Marcelino says, I hope the 30th anniversary, they gave him a tribute at the end of the special. I'm sure it's probably something that they are probably adding now that he has passed. I'm sure it's probably something that they're going to be adding to the end of all their productions. JDF pictures today to share with all of you. I'm so glad that you brought up the freaking the freaking Family Matters, man. Like that memory alone truly just like made my day. Who else we got? Caleb. He says, I met JDF twice at an inner geek. He was one of the toughest guys I ever met. I don't know if I've ever an inner geek. I don't know if I've ever been there before. That's a convention. What else we got here? Oh, hold on a second. Datilla. Yes, I think Datilla is going to join us. So hold on one moment. Datilla, I'm going to reach out to you on Twitter. I'm going to send you, or maybe I'll send you the link on Instagram here. Here, I'm going to send it to you right now, Datilla. If the link doesn't work, let me know. That should bring you into the studio, and then I'll bring you in. Enrique, thank you, Jason David Frank, for 30 years of Power Rangers. Can't wait for honor him in the release of Legends of the White Dragon 2023. Rest in peace. It's morphin time. Yeah, man, I hope that everybody goes out and supports the his what he's working on. I tried to invite a couple other people, but let's see here. Who else we got? Kyle, what's up, Kyle? He was struggling with the divorce with Tammy back in August. Sad to hear he has passed. Never thought a man that had such an impact in words against things like this would take his own life. Jesus didn't tap. Yeah, man, Jesus didn't tap. But we're humans. Always do our best to try and live in His image for sure. But sometimes our soul is, struggling. I do remember hearing about that, Kyle, too, about his divorce. So yeah, that definitely could have been a lot more added to his plate that wasn't expecting. Alexa says first Trini and now Tommy. I believe we got even Datilla in here. Datilla even posted, hey, a lot of wrestlers posted tributes to him. I would be interested in learning a little bit more about that. Let me I do have Datilla here. Let me go ahead and bring her. Are you ready, Datilla? Thumbs up if you're okay. There we go. Here she comes.
Hey, I figured I'd wear my Dragons or shirt.
Yeah, Dragon's Word power all around today.
Right? Dragon Sword. And I just actually bought the Lightning Collection Dragon Dagger too. I just got it in the mail like a couple days ago. So it's just like been hard all day.
I feel you. Have you does that dragon dagger work? Like, can
Oh,
you?
I haven't unboxed it yet. It's just been
Oh, okay.
sitting there.
I was like, maybe we should play a little tune for JDF, but I don't know if I don't know how that flute works. But
Yeah.
let me ask you, Datilla, have you ever had the chance to meet him or
Actually,
panel?
yeah, I did. I did twice actually. The first time was at San Diego Comic Con. It was at San Diego Comic Con. I didn't even know he was going to be there. I didn't. I had gotten tickets to San Diego Comic Con, and I think like he did his JDF World Tour thing, and I saw he was going to be at San Diego Comic Con. So like I was like, I have to meet him. And honestly, like I was so happy that I met him there because, like, Power Morphicon lines were long, and like that line to San Diego Comic Con was super short. And like I got like some dog tags and some posters signed. I don't know where I left them, but they're around there somewhere. And I don't know about you, but like I actually saw some stuff about it yesterday on Twitter. And the thing is, like, AEW Fugger had just finished. Like, it literally just finished, and I thought it was a great pay per view. But when I saw the stuff, my mood just did a 180. I didn't even like care anymore about the pay per view. It's just I just needed official confirmation about JDF, and we got it this morning.
Yeah, it was were the rumors swirling since last night?
Yeah, since yesterday, last night. Honestly, people posted it on Twitter. But I couldn't find any official confirmation, and like even like I was gonna say something on my stream yesterday, but I didn't want to say something. Like I didn't want to jump the gun and say it and then have it be like one elaborate hoax and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like as Vince McMahon would say, the show must go on. So like I powered through that stream, but just like so again, waking up to the news was just not something that I wanted to, and it's just been like so incredibly hard, because it's like it's just not expected, and like you said, we weren't expecting it. It was only 49. And it's so crazy because like I was at Paramorphicon this year, that. And I was at his panel and I saw him from afar and this was back in August. So it's like it's just like crazy to me that it just happened all of a sudden,
Yeah, because
Xavier Woods and Johnny Gargano posted tributes to him. Even WWE on Fox and Mike Rome, who the ring announcer, they've all posted tributes to him. Even the Iron Sheik, who it's like
what?
So yeah, the Iron Sheik posted a tribute to him too.
Well, he's been he's always traveled and done so many conventions. Like, I wonder if he's probably had the chance to maybe even meet the Iron Sheik a couple times, maybe like when he was part of Wizard World or something. I don't know. He's done so many conventions, like the amount of people, like not just fans, but like celebrities that are there too, that he's probably had the opportunity to meet and touch and impact in some way. And that's why I said, like, I think a lot of us would be surprised just how far reaching JDF probably has been to so many other people that we probably don't even know that he knows these people.
Right?
So the fact that you said the Iron Sheik blows me away, man.
Yeah, me too. I was scrolling through Twitter and like it said that Iron Sheik posted something. I was so shocked. I mean, I'm not surprised about Johnny Gargano and Xavier Woods, but the Iron Sheik just totally caught me off guard.
Yeah, that caught me off guard also, man. Yeah, this is, I did not know that this news dropped yesterday.
It wasn't officially confirmed. I saw like
Right.
2 people posting about it, and so like I just didn't want to say anything, but it just really just brought my mood out yesterday. I got emotional, but I powered through because again I was like, I don't know if this is true or not. It could just be some sick people making stuff up, and nope. But woke up this morning to the news.
Man, I'm so sorry for everybody that had to like sit on that information waiting all day through
Yeah,
the
it was
evening
it
and
was,
then
it
in the
was hard.
morning to
It was
hear all that stuff, man. I did not know it was like that. Yeah, I woke up this morning to somebody sending me I think it was Geek Ireland, I think was the website that had
yeah,
the
that was
information.
I saw that website, like, I think it was at midnight or, like, when I woke up in the middle of the night, like, had seen something about that, but again, like, I never heard of Geek Ireland, so I was like, "Oh, maybe this is,
Yeah,
like, not true," and I woke up this morning, and yeah, it's unfortunate.
that is unfortunate. Yeah, and you're right, because he really was just at Power Morphicon this August. I remember seeing videos of him promoting his Legends of the White Dragon and stuff there with his
Yeah,
bodyguards signing and,
you and I were at
signing
that
things and
panel of
stuff.
The Legend of the White Dragon.
Yeah, the panel and everything. Yeah, we wind up posting and everything for you guys up here. I mean, it was just tragic, man, tragic. Do you have any great JDF moments, Power Ranger wise, that you recall
Yeah.
from the show?
Oh my god. I love episode 4 of the Green with Evil saga, Eclipsing the Megazord. That's like my favorite part of the entire Green with Evil saga, eclipsing the Megazord. I have to say that was so not fair. It was like a 2-on-1 handicap match, and then 3-on-1 against the Dino Megazord. Come on now.
Did you have a favorite Ranger that he represented? He's had so many, but like if you had to pick one that you were always a fan of, was there anyone in particular?
You mean besides Green? I'd have to
Yeah,
say Black Dino Thunder.
that was pretty badass, huh? I love that he had I loved his sword. I thought his sword was pretty badass. I was always actually a big fan of him as Zeo Red. I thought it was so cool to finally see him don the red sort of leadership color, and he got a pretty sweet sword too. I'm a sucker for swords, so
I liked him better as Zeo Red than I did Turbo Red.
oh yeah, definitely. I'll take that all day.
I mean, can you speaking of Zeo, like you remember King For Day when he got brainwashed?
Yeah. Oh my God, they have so many great memories, man. So many great stuff here. I remember as a kid, one of my favorite episodes and something that I was always really looking forward to. Um, I just remember him and Kimberly about to kiss. and they were in the park. And I think this was like something that fans had been waiting for forever, or like to happen, was them to like actually confront each other about their feelings and stuff. And I just remember the beautiful shot of just the two of them facing each other when they were inside the park. And I always love that moment. It was always a great one for me.
Yeah, yeah. The Angel Grove Park. I actually know where that park is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Kennenhoff Park. I've been there, but I haven't seen the whole park, so I haven't seen the like it as a filming location yet. I've just been to the top of it.
I would love to go there. Next time I'm in the area, I'm gonna need
If,
you as my guided tour.
if you come for WrestleMania weekend, I'll definitely
Okay.
give you a
Okay.
guided tour.
Okay. Okay. Deal. Um, I do wanna go through more comments here.
Oh, look, here's my dragon dagger. I have this is the Lightning Collection one,
Ooh.
and then I also have the Legacy Hasbro one in my closet back there that I'm never going to open because
You
it's
gotta
mine.
open one. You gotta open one.
I'm opening this one. I'm gonna
Okay.
open this one. I'm not
Okay.
opening the Hasbro one. I mean the Bandai one. I mean Bandai.
Oh yeah, hold on to that one. Hold on to that one.
But I'm opening this one. That's for sure. Oh, it's upside down. Why didn't anybody tell me it was upside down?
It looks great, man. I love it.
Yeah, open it and summon the dragon sword. I would like to open it, but unfortunately, I can't because I need batteries.
Oh, we'll ship you. Somebody shipped to Tilla some was it double A's, maybe triple A's? Somebody sent
What
us
did you
some
say?
batteries.
2 AA batteries.
Oh, that's you can take that out of your remote control in the house. You pop those in there.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just like devastating. Just like not expecting it. People who like I didn't expect were posting tributes to JDF. You remember the hurricane? Stand back, the hurricane's coming
oh
through.
yeah, Shane Helms.
Even Shane Helms, yeah, even he posted a tribute to JDF. He took a picture with JDF.
Yeah, man, I didn't know he touched so many wrestlers, man. I mean, look, JDF definitely got his own fair share of MMA fights. He's definitely physical himself, you know what I mean? So I'm sure he's probably reached a lot of people in that area.
And I've been preaching that for years that wrestling and Power Rangers intertwined, but nobody believes me. Nobody.
Yeah, who I remember we've been posting every once in a while like wrestlers attire when they come out for some of their matches.
Oh my God, the New Day. I really hope the New Day on this Friday on SmackDown they wear their Power Ranger attire, and Lindsay Dorado, wherever he is, I hope he wears his Megazord or his Dragon Zord attire. You know?
Yeah, cuz him and Kofi they dressed as the green and white ranger, didn't they?
Yeah. Xavier Woods. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying I'm
A
going through my
handful of
photos
times.
to see if I have that. I was trying to see if I still had that picture, but I don't think I have that picture
Oh,
anymore.
I have it. I had it
What
somewhere
you have it?
too, but dang. Just type in New
Let
Day
me
Power Rangers. It should come up.
yeah, it'll probably pop up
Yeah.
here.
I
I do want to
found it
go back.
already.
I do want to go back real quick to because Daniel mentioned that he was in an episode of Family Matters back in the 90s, and I didn't even know. And I found some photos here I wanted to share with you guys. The homeboy literally yoking up Steve Urkel here. He's got the mustache and the beard kind of going also. I guess he was playing like a bully or a gang member or something like that.
Oh, give me a second. My Amazon is outside. Hold on.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead. Um, but yeah, some great photos here. Kind of blurry. Just look, guys, it's the 90s back in the day. They didn't have HD, okay? Um, but I thought this was actually pretty freaking cool to see some of these images here of him on Family Matters. Him and Urkel clearly got into fisticuffs with one another, which is pretty brilliant to certainly see. There's another image too that I want to highlight for you guys. I think for me, um, to kind of see Steve Urkel or Jaleel White, I should say, and Jason David Frank as such young kids during during the filming of Family Matters here. You know, me and Datilla just talked about the idea that he has gone on so many conventions and has had the opportunity of not only meeting so many fans, but just so many celebrities and entertainers. And this is just another example here. Where'd that photo go? Um, of that, as you get to see that after knowing each other back in the days on Family Matters, they reconnected at a Dallas. I don't know if that's a Dallas fan expo, but at some fan expo in their later years. Steve Urkel, Jaleel White himself, along with JDF, reunited at last. That's such a great moment. I'm so glad you brought that up, Daniel. I do want to get back to some of what you guys are saying in here. Caleb says, greatest Power Ranger ever. Rest in peace. EETV, nice stream. Rest in peace, JDF. I think Datilla's back. I'll be right there, Datilla. 1 second. Shout out to Master for joining us. Blight Tree in the house. JDF was an icon to the 90s kids. He certainly was. Again, he's one of the reasons why I got into martial arts and maybe even a love for it, you know. He says, Emmanuel says, I'm sad this man will not only see the 30th anniversary day and special, but also his own 50th birthday. Rest in peace to the greatest Ranger that ever do it in terms of commitment and promotion of the brand. Yeah, man, Emmanuel, I think that strikes a chord. Just sad realizations of so much more that the franchise was going to achieve, and him not having the ability to kind of see it come to fruition, you know, for such a major milestone in the franchise, for somebody who's done so incredibly much for the franchise to not be here, not only to see his 50th, such a milestone, you know, for him, but also to see like he was such a major part in getting us to this point. You know, I honestly don't know if it wasn't for JDF, you know, I don't know who else would have stood up and helped this franchise. I don't know if this franchise would have made it to its 30th anniversary, if I could be completely blunt and honest with you guys. So I definitely do think a lot of gratitude should certainly be thrown his way, because his commitment was unparalleled. And that's one of the things I always loved about it, is like you can hear the commitment in his voice, and he always delivered messages for us as people in general to um, you know, learn those traits and find commitment within ourselves to achieve greatness in our own personal lives. And I think when you have positive voices like that in the world and people that are so impactful, I think that's really what hurts even more when they're gone, is knowing that just another positive light that doesn't have a voice. You know what I mean? But I think because JDF has given us his voice for such a long time, and we've been to panels and we've had the opportunity to meet him, he has impacted us. And I just hope that we can take that same message and deliver it ourselves to other people. And I think that's how JDF's legacy should truly be remembered. Let me go ahead and bring back Datilla in here.
Hey, sorry about that. But
No, you're
look,
good.
here's a tweet
Yeah.
on the Iron Sheik posted. I took a
Oh
screenshot of it.
wow. No joke, man. I'm gonna blow that up real quick for you. The Iron Sheik. What he says, rest in peace, JDF. You the real legend, Bubba. I love you forever. Man, that's so crazy. That's so
And
crazy. Who
Johnny
else?
Gargano too.
Oh, Johnny Gargano. News about JDF is absolutely heartbreaking, man. Before pro wrestling, Power Rangers was my everything when I was little, and Tommy Oliver was my hero. I wore my green white ranger costume that my mom made me and pretended to be him literally every day.
Yeah.
Yo, that's such a great tribute.
And then like see even Dirty on Fox posted this. Dirty on Fox with Alexa Bliss and Ricochet. Dirty on Fox.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, WWE on Fox posted that for him. You know, I think it just shows you just really how much of an icon this man was. Literally a pop culture icon, to impact people like that on a daily basis. Like that just truly blows my mind. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
know sometimes as fans, I think we tend to take stuff like that for granted when somebody's around for such a long time and you see them every couple anniversaries. You know what I mean? And like I said, I know a lot of us maybe have gotten tired with seeing the Tommy Oliver character after so many years, but I mean, maybe that's a good thing, because we've seen him so much. It helped us get to this particular point in time. You know what I mean? But I do think there's sometimes a level where we take things for granted because we've had it around us for such a long time.
Yeah.
But to see his impact to other people is really eye opening.
It definitely is, and like what you said in earlier about how like you don't know, we can just take things for granted. It's just like I was crying while you were talking. I was
I'm
crying.
sorry, man. I came on here. Shout out to Claus here. He says I'm 36 and I love watching the original Power Rangers as a kid. Rest in peace, JDF. And I don't even know if Claus has even watched Power Rangers since then, for all I know. But the fact that he watched Power Rangers at some point in time, if you were a '90s kid, if you remember Power Rangers, this is a devastating day for all of us.
I think you're
But
right though. I think when people think of Power Rangers, it's like Tommy Oliver is like the first one that
it's
comes to mind. The Green Ranger.
Yeah, it's really like I said, maybe Kimberly and Jason, but I feel like when people think of Power Rangers, it's Tommy. It's the badass, the either Green Ranger or White Ranger. They remember him.
Yeah, definitely. Like I was what, only 7 months when the series premiered. So it's like I wasn't around for when everybody was living that debut of the Green Ranger. I had to experience that years later, and it just wasn't the same. But it's just that moment when he debuts, he's just so badass.
Yeah, he truly is. He truly was. He would just really flip Power Rangers on its head for me. Like I can't remember if they had multiple part stories before Green with Evil or if that was their first like multiple part, but it was just even as a kid, it felt very eventful. Like I
Yeah.
remember getting ready to sit back in front of the television every day for the next episode, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like it felt like an event series to me as a
Yeah.
child. It was
I think that was the
unbelievable.
first. I think that was the first 5-parter, first and only 5-parter of Power Rangers. I think,
It
honestly,
might it definitely might have been. It definitely might have been.
Power Morphicon 2024 is definitely going to be an emotional Power Morphicon.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I would assume so also. Danielle, hashtag thanks for the memories. David, catch you on the flip side. Blight Tree, Power Rangers was my childhood escape, and I remember being the Green Ranger and the White Ranger for years for
I think
Halloween.
I think everybody wanted to be the Green Ranger at some point. It's just I've just been kind of bummed all morning. Just getting emotional and stuff, and even now, because it was totally unexpected, totally unexpected.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you said you started crying when I was talking, and not, the truth is, like I just I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to do something today for
Me
him,
too.
and I tried to prepare this as quickly as I could. I didn't even necessarily know all of what I was gonna say, but I just knew I didn't even expect to be this emotional myself. Like, was I emotional? Yeah, it definitely impacted me. But once I actually start talking about him and start really thinking about him, man, I couldn't stop the tears from flowing. And I don't necessarily know. I didn't come on here with the intention of crying. That's for sure. I don't want to show people my ugly cry face. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's just a reminder for me how impactful he was,
Same,
um,
same,
and just
definitely.
everything that he's done for us, man. And so it's definitely understandable. It's perfectly okay to cry. I mean, this is how we express ourselves, and all the tears in the world for JDF right now, man.
And like now I'm totally regretting like not meeting him one last time. I wish I could. I just like
Really.
wish I could have met him one last time because he was actually at LA Comic Con last year and he was at Paramorphicon this year. So I had two opportunities and I chose I wasn't able to, unfortunately, and now I really wish I would have. Never gonna get my Dragon Dagger signed or my Green and White Ranger Funko Pop signed anymore. And I wanted to get all of them signed, but now that's not possible.
I feel your pain here, Datilla, because I definitely wanted to come out to Power Morphicon this year. And I unfortunately never got the opportunity to do so. And I was really hoping to meet JDF again. One of my goals was always to interview him, and I never got that opportunity to do so. And it's just so funny. I knew some people that were going to Rangers Stop in Orlando like the past weekend or the week or so ago. And I remember reaching out to one of them, somebody that I knew that was going, and I was like, "Hey, is there a Power Ranger like you've never met but you've always wanted to have the opportunity to meet?" And JDF was on their list, and I don't even know if he was at Ranger Stop in Orlando or not, but I don't think they ever did get the opportunity to meet him. And now it's like it's
Yeah.
just not an opportunity we're never gonna have anymore.
I know.
Um,
I was, like I said earlier, I was not expecting at all to meet him at San Diego Comic Con 2017. It just so happened I had already gotten my tickets, and it just so happened that he was gonna be there at the same time. So I
yeah.
was like, I have to meet him. I have to, and I'm so thankful that I did meet him. And even if that would have been the only time I would have met him, I would have just been so happy that I got the opportunity to meet JDF.
Yeah, it's
You
very
know,
few opportunities we get to meet people that impactful on our lives.
Yeah, like I really wish I would have met Eddie Guerrero, but unfortunately, that, you know.
Yeah,
So
fortunately. Kyle, what's up, Kyle? He says, we are all built under God's image, and even God himself makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Well, God's perfect, but I don't well, nobody else is perfect, that's for sure. Dino Knights, do you think MMPR special might add a tribute? I gotta think so. It definitely may not have been in their intentions. Like, one, I don't necessarily know if JDF, who knows, maybe JDF does pop up in here as a surprise. Like Amy Jo Johnson kind of hinted at more additional surprises that might come. So who certainly knows, right? I don't want to put that in the air and say guarantee it, but I do think never say never. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And even if JDF isn't in the MMPR special in any capacity, and even if they didn't have intentions of putting a tribute at the end, I think they will now. They may do it for both specials, if you ask me, for the special and the 30th anniversary season. I think it's only warranted. So
Even if he's like not physically there and it was like a video message or just like a voiceover, it'll mean something.
absolutely, absolutely.
So
JB says, "What is here today? Such a sad day seeing that." I might even pull up some tweets. Somebody in the live message was asking me if I could pull up some of the Twitter communities stuff
uh,
also.
I I had to get off Twitter, man. I just had to get off Twitter for a few hours. It's just like
No, I feel you.
sad.
I feel
It's
you.
just sad. It's like people, and it's so crazy how like everybody like who didn't expect just came out and posted tributes. Like the Iron Sheik was totally unexpected.
Oh yeah, he absolutely was. Even Eric from Ranger Command, or Eric's out here saying this is affecting me more than I thought it would, and I feel like I share his sentiments. I honestly feel like I share his sentiments. I feel like um, I don't think anything like this ever really prepares you. And when it
No.
happens, you feel kind of like numb to the news, kind of shock. But I do think it takes some time to maybe sink in, like, oh my God, like this is unbelievable.
Yeah, like I was telling you, like yesterday when I saw it on Twitter, I was like, this can't be for real. Like these are sick people making this up. There's no official confirmation yet. But then I started processing. I'm like, no, wait, if this was like fake, JDF would have come on social media and like addressed the rumors, or even like someone of his family would have been like, no, guys, he's okay. He's just going through stuff. But the fact that nobody ever came out and said anything, and then more tributes started coming out, I was just like, okay. I don't need any more official confirmation. I don't need an official news report. I think this is legit.
This is legit, yeah. Um, Douglas Sloan, not familiar who this gentleman is, but he says yesterday we lost JDF. My first real job in the industry was his acting coach back in 1994, which led to a long history with Rangers and with Jason. He was a sweet, loving, wonderful human being who loved his friends and family fiercely. He was a gifted artist, and I'm sure plenty of his friends and family would definitely agree with that sentiment. Julio Doe. Julian Doe, excuse me, Julian Dew, excuse me. Jason David Frank put a lot of hard work and energy in Power Ranger franchise that no one can deny. And then he has below is a thread of all the unmorphed fights Tommy Oliver has been in over the years. So yeah, he had to. Oh wow, he's not even kidding. Like the homeboy literally put in a whole like a minute and 47
Yeah.
seconds, 2 minutes. Wow, this is a long thread. So if you guys want to check out some of his uh unmore fights, go ahead and check out Julian Dew or at Martian_Ranger. And check that one out if you want to go through some of his old battles. Great stuff there. What else do we got? Blight Tree, he says, I remember I cried when he lost his Green Ranger powers and he was showed to be the White Ranger. I ran through the living room screaming, oh my God, he's still a Power Ranger. I can't remember. I can't remember. Somebody had mentioned this. Maybe in like the live viewer question, like iconic Power Ranger moments. And my iconic Power Ranger moment was seeing the White Ranger come down from the heavens like this angel with a big bright light. And I just remember the whole entire time thinking to myself, oh my God, who's under this mask? Who's under this mask? And they took it off and I nearly pissed my pants as a kid, man. I was so happy to see JDF certainly back. So Blight, I totally agree with you there, man. And I don't necessarily remember if I cried during Green Ranger powers, but I truly was sad. I guess as a kid, you never thought that the Power Rangers would lose their powers, and I think for me, I almost felt some type of way too because I remember watching Jason fight fiercely to save his friend and failed in doing so. And I'd never seen the Power Rangers fail in anything before. And the fact that they couldn't save the green candle from going out and Tommy lost his powers, as a kid, I was devastated, man. I was devastated. It was just amazing storytelling, and it just shows, again, just the impact that
Yeah.
Power Rangers has certainly had on us. But great memories, Blake.
To follow up on that white light thing, just like Saban was smart to bring JDF back as the White Ranger because, like, I heard it was supposed to be Brad Hawkins that was supposed to take over. So, like, he was smart to switch the roles of them.
Oh yeah, he definitely definitely was. He definitely was. I'm trying to see who else we got.
Oh my God,
Here we go.
how did you feel when you saw JDF in Forever Red sporting that short hairdo? I was shocked. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I thought it was a good look for him. I was like, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good look on him. I definitely got tired of the extremely long hair after a while. I definitely did. It almost reminds me of like AJ Styles. Like now
Oh,
I'm over the soccer mom haircut look now. Like, please, can we just cut it a little bit? So when he does pop back up in Forever Red with the short hair, man, I thought it was the best decision he ever made.
AJ Styles took a picture with JDF.
What? See, that's
Yeah.
crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God. It is crazy. It is. And but he looked good with that short hair. I don't know how the ladies felt, but I personally liked him with the short hair.
My girlfriend today said she first what did she say today? She said, well, one, she told me she had a massive crush on JDF growing up as
Can
a
you
kid.
blame her
She says
though? Can you blame
she's
her?
she says I'm pretty sure that was the first time I experienced womanhood for the first time. It's like, okay,
I
babe.
mean, who can blame her though? I mean, have you seen JD? Did you see JD back in the day or
I mean,
Austin St. John?
he was a handsome man. He was a handsome man. There's a reason why Kimberly wanted him so bad. Like, I get it. I totally get it. Some quick let's see, Matt Austin Sadowski. He says now my roast rap track what now my roasty rap track RIP to JDF is that much more eerie. The dude told me he was the only Green Ranger who ever mattered. Cons won't be the same without you. Rest in peace, Power Rangers.
Wow.
And then we also got Kevin here, Duhaney. He says, rest in peace, JDF. You've had a massive impact on so many lives, including mine. I'll always appreciate you. Thank you for guiding me through this Power Ranger experience from the very beginning. Yeah, I got to imagine it's probably been pretty impactful for the Dino Thunder cast and crew also.
I got one from Xavier Woods, actually. He tweeted this out. He said, woke up to the news that Jason David Frank has passed away as the Green White Ranger. He had a huge impact on my childhood. When I finally got a chance to meet him, he was always kind to me. Really gonna miss him.
Yeah, man. Oh, wow. That's a great tweet. Austin Creed. Oh, that's a cool. Oh, it's a video with him actually in an interview or something like that, huh? He interviewed
No,
him.
you know how Xavier Woods has his YouTube channel Up Up
Up,
Down
up,
Down?
down. Down.
This is
Huh.
from that Up Up Down Down.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was on his show.
Yeah.
There was another one I wanted to.
See,
Another
there's them
photo.
as the Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods as the Green and White Ranger.
Oh, that's the image that I was looking for. I think that's the image that we might have used on A Plus More Phenomenal one day.
Yeah,
Uh, so
yeah.
I'm glad you brought that image up. Um, where's this other photo? I'm a little bit bummed. I thought I saw this image earlier, when they were doing the I can find it from the Super Mega Force. Oh, here it is. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and try and post this image here. Let me see what other comments you guys are saying in the comment section though. Byron says, Adam, I'm literally speechless. That's how I felt too at first. Like my girlfriend
Yeah.
literally came out and was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think." Like, and then eventually hits you. You know.
My phone was like blowing up. My phone was blowing up this morning. People were messaging me like, "Did you hear the news?" And people were asking me, "Is it true? Is it true?" And it was just crazy. But it's just a stark reminder that life is so short. And as people are
Mhm.
always saying, make sure you call your loved ones, you tell them that you love them, because you don't know, like tomorrow might be their last day.
Absolutely. I think that's a great advice for sure. If you do have some loved ones, man, please reach out to them today. Angel says, "Rest in peace goes to the best Power Ranger for me." Um, Daniel says, "Now that I think about, there is two memories I had. One was his cameo on Family Matters, and the second was him being a mentor to the Dino Thunder team. Yeah, he's definitely an incredible mentor. I loved his role in Dino Thunder. I thought he
Say,
did
and he
so
comes back
great.
in the appropriately entitled Back in Black. I think that was such a great episode. I was not expecting to see JDF and Dino Thunder. I wasn't at all, and I was pleasantly surprised to see him back.
Yeah, I was super surprised too. My name is Sean. Says JDF was a legend. It's been so hard processing this today. Rest in peace.
Yeah, like I haven't really wanted been doing anything. Like I posted the two pictures that I took with JDF in 2017 and last year, and it was just really hard. Like I didn't even know what to say because it's like such a loss for words, and like, he was a big part of a lot of people's childhoods.
Yeah, it's definitely different when you get the opportunity to have met him and stuff and seen his
Yeah,
personality and stuff, you know? Um,
definitely. By the way, you look so different without your afro in those pictures. You look so different.
I know. I look like a little baby. I know. I was like, oh my God, my hairstyles, my hairstyle selection.
Yeah,
Uh, also wanted to post this picture. I remember this picture from
Super
uh,
Mega Force.
yeah, Super Mega Force. I wonder if Hector David is if he said anything about this particular moment, what it meant to him. I would be kind of curious to hear other Rangers that might have worked with him on this set. But I thought that was actually pretty cool. I mean, talk about an honor of having like JDF just give you his shield. Like, I almost felt like a passing of the torch to Mike a little bit, if you will. I mean, look,
Yeah,
it didn't play itself out that way that we certainly would have liked to in the massive crossover. But I mean, just to be on set with a legend like that and to understand the gravitas of having to act alongside somebody like that who's had such an impact on Power Rangers, to be willing to even put this shield on you and like, you know, I don't know. I just something very symbolic about this image, and I think this is probably an amazing memory for Hector at some
yeah,
point in time.
I think so too. And I think, we still have this show, so he'll always live on in all of our memories and all of our. Oh, I wanted to show you something. So from one legend to another, JDF and the Undertaker.
Oh, the dead man himself. I love it. I love it. That's a great photo of the two of them together.
From a wrestling legend to the
To
most
another.
legendary Power Ranger.
Yeah, it's like legend on legend, man.
Yeah.
Red is not a flavor. Says, "What's up, Adam? Rest in peace, JDF. This is crazy. Yeah, crazy day. Multiverse mussing the vidcast. Lost two of my childhood heroes, Kevin Conroy, this week too. Jesus, and JDF in a little over a week. Terrible news. JDF will live forever through Tommy Oliver. P.S. Power Rangers and Tommy were the reasons I started karate too. So yeah, another karate fan here from Power Rangers.
This picture is actually quite shocking considering they caught each other. He called them out
What?
years
When
ago.
yeah, I remember. I'm kind of curious if CM Punk will say anything on Twitter or not in regards to this, but I would assume that was taken before the beef happened between the two of them. I have no
Yeah.
idea, but honestly, it was definitely a match I wanted to see.
Me too. I actually wanted to see it, but I was just like, I wouldn't know who to root for in that situation.
Oh, JDF all day, man. Let's go, JDF. Renzo, what's up, Renzo? He says, recently I was watching PR Dino Thunder once again, and I didn't believe this could happen. Jason David Frank, the best Ranger for me. I'm shocked. Yeah, I'm shocked too, man. Again, even though he's about to be 50 last year, there's an aspect of like, it feels like it's way too soon. Like this man almost had like a second career after Power Rangers that he was trying to establish sort of for himself. And I guess you could say he definitely had one outside of Power Rangers after that.
Him
But
and AJ Styles.
oh, does it say when that one was taken?
No, this is a different one. Is it AJ Styles? Isn't it? Oh, this is the one I was telling you about. Him and AJ Styles.
Oh, gotcha. That's a great photo. Let's see here. Scott says, I will now forever admire how much he did for the 25th anniversary, even beyond the TV show. He did Hyperforce, the Street Fighter Showdown, and Shattered Grid trailer. And that's right, the Shattered Grid trailer, which was incredible
Oh
to see him
yeah.
as Lord Draken. And I think I might have some I'm sure we can find some images of him as Lord Draken. But the again, it's the taking what he does for us for granted, you know, like when you truly see just the amount of stuff that he did for all of us that he didn't have to. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like he had already put in so much work and time and effort into Power Rangers and establishing it where it was at, and to still be able to come on to do side projects, not necessarily for money, but like the cool opportunities and like what it would do for just his fans and how much the fans probably really wanted to see him sort of in these roles. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just astounding, everything that he was able to accomplish for us. And I think that's something that we should always remember. So I'm so glad that you brought that up, Scott, because it does get forgotten, if that's even a term, a phrase, proper phrase.
I get
Um,
you.
but I don't even, I honestly, I think I barely remember him in Hyperforce, but it's like, bro, you didn't even have to do an RPG show. Really? Like, I'm sure they didn't have to, like, I'm sure they didn't pull his arm in order to, like, hey, you got to do this for us. But I think he knew what it meant for fans, and
Yeah.
the impact that it would have. And I think that says everything about his character,
And I don't know if anybody's like even like within the last year or so, like JDF always did his autograph signings to the last fan standing. Like he would literally stay there and he would make sure everybody got a chance to meet him, whether you just wanted a picture and autograph. And he always was always doing that. We'll sign until the last fan standing. And I think that's one thing we should admire about him, because not too many, not just in Power Rangers, but in general, not too many celebrities or actors even do that for their fans. They just sign, they cap, and it's like, okay, bye, whatever. But JDF actually made sure he took the time to make sure he met and he signed everyone's autograph. And I think that, we probably took that for granted, especially like if we saw, oh, the line's too long and, I don't want to wait. Like, he was willing to make sure you left with an autograph or a picture.
Absolutely, he always went above and beyond, and I think one of the things I've always loved about him. He's always put his fans first. You know, like I literally remember like sometimes maybe when they were getting ready to like shut down a panel, and there might have been people that were still in line to ask questions. Like I remember him wanting to like, no, 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 let's give us like 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes, let's fly through some of these questions. Like the idea of him wanting to push to make sure that he gets to everybody, because I think he knows what those moments like that mean, you know, and man, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is crazy, and it's just so so sudden. Like this was not something I was expecting to wake up to. And I'm still having a hard time kind of processing everything, you know?
No, I feel you. I feel you, Datilla. Jordan says, "Hey, Adam, stopping by to say rest in peace to JDF, my first ever superhero to me as a child, and is the Power Ranger. I met him at a comic book store last October." Um, there was the I wanted to pull up these photos because
Yeah,
Scott
so
brought them up of
badass.
him as Lord Draken. This is something I've always wanted to have seen, man. I wish I remember Kyle Higgins mentioning the idea that they had talked about trying to do a live action Lord Draken series, but it fell by the wayside. I don't think it's something that Saban wanted to do at the time, but the fact that JDF still put time and effort to go ahead and bring Lord Draken to life, not just visually in the comic books, but like an actual flesh and blood character, and to show the potential of what it certainly could have been. I still to this day think it's a missed opportunity that they didn't tackle this, because for me, I would have loved to have seen JDF kind of in that light portraying Lord Draken, but we'll definitely get the opportunity to see him portray other characters also. We got that Legends of the White Dragon certainly still to come. But yeah, just again, just to show you how involved he was for the franchise up until the very end, man, just speaks volumes to me about how much of a legend he truly will be for Power Rangers going forward. And not just in Power Rangers, but I just think in pop culture in general. That's how big of an impact he's had.
That's because Haim Saban was like Vince McMahon, an old, out of touch man, stuck in the '90s and stuck in his ways.
Absolutely. Chris says, did he really commit suicide? Yeah, that's what's being reported. Morbidly, there is I would expect that there would be more information that will eventually come out as things get cleared a little bit more, but that's kind of what I'm but that's what everybody's stating, was that it was in fact suicide.
Honestly, I don't know how if I would even want to know if
I don't know.
since it was suicide. I don't even think I would want to know those details because suicide. There's so many ways, and I don't think I'd want to know those details. Honestly.
No, I understand that. We got Indy here. Indy's coming through as A+ opinions here from the Facebook pages. I'm not handling this well at all. He also goes on to say the Iron Sheik was a big fan of his at cons and his MMA stuff also. That's how I knew it was Indy when he starts mentioning wrestling. I know it's Indy talking about it.
Iron Sheik. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought though? The Iron Sheik of all people, the Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik. Yeah, even Danielle says, "Oh my God, Woods was starstruck when his hero joined him." Talking about having him up on up, down, down.
Yeah. It was.
Midwest in the house.
It's just like it's just so like emotional. It's like I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just like it's completely speechless. Like I said, my mood completely changed since last night, and I've just been feeling some type of way.
No, I feel it. I feel you. I feel like everybody definitely can relate. Doom just says, when my friend told me about JDF was coming back from the theaters after seeing Black Panther 2, I was in total shock. There was an update from Walter Jones on the TMZ article. I didn't get the chance to read that last time, so let me go ahead and pull that one up to see what Walter Jones said in the update on TMZ. This was at 10 o'clock this morning. Walter Jones, who played the Black Ranger, tells TMZ he was an inspiration to so many people. His presence will be dearly missed. It's so sad to lose another member of our Ranger family. He adds Jason was one of the biggest pranksters on the show. He
I
had
heard
such a
about
wild
that.
sense of humor. Yeah, man. We had our shares of ups and downs, but I stayed consistent about being an ear if he needed one. My prayers go out to his family and all that will miss him. And I think that's important to hear from Walter too, like um even him, and apparently, like you said, they shared their own ups and downs, but he continued to be consistent about being an ear, which to me shows that they kept their lines of communication open and still certainly talked. And it just takes me back to like the, I don't want to say unnecessary drama, but like the unknown drama that happened between JDF and Austin St. John. Like, I don't know if they've ever really come out and kind of talked about them, but I will say, if they're if because I don't truly know the story, but if there ever was any beef between these two, I truly do hope that they had that moment to
Make
reconcile.
amends.
Right, yeah, mend whatever fences that certainly needed to. Because look, I will say this: I felt like anytime I saw Austin St. John, he had nothing but good things to say about JDF. JDF on the other hand, from time to time definitely would throw his little jabs here and there, but like I felt like as they've gotten older, they've probably gotten further and further away from that. I mean, we even saw them at the Power Ranger premiere, I believe, side by side, taking photos and stuff. So whatever squabbles or issues that they might have had in the past, I really do hope that it is one of those things that they have mended and figured out for each other, because that's just not the type of stuff and burden that you want on your heart, knowing that you should have and could have and didn't get that opportunity to, you know what I mean? And but Walter's right. He was an inspiration to so many. His presence will be dearly missed. And so just a very impactful day for an amazing human being that he was.
Yeah, definitely. I think my two favorite versions of Tommy will always be the green and black Dino Thunder.
Let's see here. Who else do we have? Trying to see if there's any other. I'm trying to see who else didn't make it in here. Walter Johnson. Um, Rest in peace, Jason Frank.
But how
Red's not a flavor says, "Oh man, Tommy and Kim kiss. We were thirsty for it. We were thirsty for it. Even as kids, we were
yeah.
like, please, please,
Just
kiss
like
him."
stop talking, kiss already. We both know you want to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nolan, what's up, Nolan? I can't believe he's really gone. Yeah, neither of us can.
Yeah. It definitely is not a good day today.
And I might just go back over to Malik. It's just a terrible thing that people end themselves when they have this sort of mental illness. JDF is retired from Power Rangers, but I never thought he'd commit suicide. He's my older sister's favorite Ranger. When listen, I don't have a suicide hotline or anything like that to promote, but I definitely would like to promote it here. And again, like we stated at the top, you never really know what's going on in somebody's life. Um,
Exactly.
you absolutely never know. It doesn't matter the amount of fame. It doesn't matter the amount of money. It doesn't matter the amount of attention. It doesn't matter the amount of people that you have in your life that support you. Sometimes our own mind can be our worst enemy. Um, and this is one of the reasons why I always promote mental health. If you have somebody to talk to, even if it's a therapist or a counselor, please talk to them. Even if it's a friend, please talk to them. I know it may not necessarily always work, but just the idea of having somebody be there for you and an ear to listen to, please reach out to those people if you ever find yourself in that sort of
Yeah.
situation, because there are so many people that love you when you think that they don't, and they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Um, and it's hard. Suicide is always a hard thing, man.
It is. It
It's
is.
always a hard thing to struggle with, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions from his friends and family. They probably gave him so much and tried, and this still happens, and so it's
Yeah.
life is an obstacle, guys. So stay strong, stay
It
strong.
definitely is. And especially like if he didn't leave a note and he just like, that's probably would be more devastating, because then you do wonder, well, like, why, you know?
Just JDF here. What is that? Legend of the White Dragon lollipop? Yo, that's legit.
Oh God,
He approves. He
I'm probably
approves.
gonna like cry the rest of the day, you know? It's just so sad. That's the tweet I saw. Boss Logic, like they tweeted something last night. They were one of the ones whose tweet I saw, and
Oh yeah, 1:51 a.m. Wow. Yeah, that was this early this morning. Wow.
yeah, but it was, I saw one of their tweets last night too. I'm like literally like right after Full Gear ended, like I started seeing those tweets, and I was just like, just took me out of my mood.
I feel you. Bryce West here says, "Wow, I am in complete disbelief. I have no words to describe how I'm feeling right now. You never know what someone may be going through. Rest in peace, JDF." And that's why words are important. You know, how we speak to each other is important. That's why I always say, you know, not only take care of yourselves, but take care of each other, because that's the
And
only way
keep
we
it A
can
plus.
get through. What do you say?
And keep it A plus.
And keep it A plus. Yeah, keep it A plus. um. Oh, this is from No Pink Spandex reporting the news. Um, Ranger Liz. Oh, here she goes. Because you can always depend on Ranger Liz for this information. For anyone struggling today, we all have heavy hearts. I love you all, friends. Please take care of yourselves however you need. And she says maybe that's logging off of socials. Maybe you make videos or art or post stories. There is no wrong way. And she does give suicide hotline. So if you guys want to take down some numbers, if you need a suicide hotline, please go ahead and certainly do so. And she's right. Everybody handles their grief certainly differently. And for me, you know, I knew I wanted to do something for JDF. I just didn't know what, but I think this live stream personally has helped because it's allowed me to get my feelings and my emotions out a little bit in grief with all of you and support, and just think about really great times about him, you know, and just man, it's gonna be hard watching old Power Ranger stuff again, you know. But this is the type of stuff of coming together as a community and supporting each other and remembering the good times about somebody to uplift them and give us some good memories to go out on today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely still do want to do something about JDF. I just don't know what. You know, I want to do something nice and respectful, definitely. And like coming on here was like a great way to just mourn and vent my feelings out. You know, because it's one thing to like post about it. It's another thing to like actually let it all out. You know, and let out what we're feeling so that we can like grieve, mourn, and you know, and just be able to like get on with our lives, I guess.
Yeah, we need that outlet. We need that outlet.
Me too.
Squall says the level of happiness and excitement Jason had when I brought over Hisashi to meet for the first time will be something I never forget. Power Rangers will always be different and better because of JDF. He left his mark on so many and will continue to do so. I guess this was at Power Morphicon back in 2018 when he brought over Ko from Die Ranger. Still one of my favorite moments I captured. Yeah, Hisashi Sakai, Ko from Dire Ranger, meeting JDF for the first time.
I went to his 2018 panel. I had pictures from that Power Morphicon actually. I went
Oh,
to that
really?
Power Morphicon, yeah.
Yeah, I am bummed I didn't get a chance to go to more Power Morphicons than what I did. I'm just trying to see if I have any other messages from people about trying to come on or not. I tried to reach out to Jinsaku. He said he's a mess right now. He's everybody's struggling with this in their own way, unfortunately.
We are all, I wish I had my power morpher and I'd say let's lift our power morphers. Like when Alan
Yes.
Rickman died and all the Harry Potter fans lifted up their wands, like we should all have our power morphers out and like take them out for JDF.
Yeah, guys. If you got your morphers, take them out, hold them up in the sky, and give one last more for good old JDF, man, for sure. All right, man. I think ah God damn it, I came across this photo. I just did not expect it. Didn't want to believe what I was hearing, but this was the terrible truth we've been waiting for. Rest in peace, Mr. Frank. Thank you for inspiring so many generations of young children. May you find peace in the next life. It's a beautiful photo of him in Tui Trang. Man, shit,
Yeah.
man. It's heartbreaking. All right, guys. I think with that, if I didn't get to everybody, I do apologize. I know everybody had so many incredible things to say. Maybe some last minute things here. I'll fly through some of these. Mikey, what's up, Mikey? Hello, Adam. Hoping this was fake. He got too much hate. He was only passionate about the brand. Even he overdid it without JDF. There's not Power Rangers. I agree. I just don't know if it would have ever stayed relevant without him after all those years. Caleb says he left a good legacy. Sarav, what's up, Sarav? He says his appearance in Dino Thunder was the best, according to me. He mentored a new generation of Rangers from his experience in his teenage and Ranger career. That was something else. Yeah, always pass on what you have learned. If I think that
Young
might have been is that a
grasshoppers
Yoda line? Yeah, is it a Yoda line? Yeah.
or young Padawans.
Yeah. Charlie says Adam was Tommy your favorite Ranger. Yeah, he was. He was he was my favorite, and then Jason was like my second favorite right after him. But he was definitely my favorite. Red is not a flavor says he's been a part of every generation of Power Rangers, which is crazy to even think of. Honestly, his long lasting success.
He's the longest serving Power Ranger of all time. I think he's the only Ranger that's appeared in over 200 episodes.
What? Really? Oh, Jesus, that's ridiculous.
Like 230, I think, or 250 episodes, but he's like the only one that's appeared in more than 200.
That's ridiculous. I'm trying to see who else I haven't gotten yet. 215 real. He says Jason was originally supposed to be in Cybertron, aka VR Troopers, but the fans loved him so much, Saban brought him back. Thank God that happened. Absolutely. Talk about the God looking down upon us and like, no, I think we're gonna make this happen. And he yeah, man, he never looked back since. Them Bears. He says JDF was starring in a movie that is in production called Legends of the White Dragon. I believe it has officially wrapped, so you can expect that to release in 2023. And that might have been some of his last work. Again, we don't know if there's any surprises or not, but
Everything's just gonna hit differently now. Everything.
James O'Rourke says, I tagged you on Twitter with a post where a guy had an idea for a metallic Green Ranger for charity. Could be cool to highlight. I don't know if he sent it to me or not, but yeah, I don't know. I'll Draken, I see he did send something to me. But yeah, I'll try. If anything, maybe I'll put a link in the description box for you guys. The A Games 10s I already missed JDF. Do you? Absolutely.
Yeah, I miss JDF too. I still really wish I would have just like met him at least one more time. At least one more time. God.
Hyper Gamer says he was the most human of us all, praying for his family through this time. I know he accepted Christ as Lord and Savior so he can put he is in heaven to bed. Yeah, thank God if he was definitely saved. I have no doubts as to where JDF is looking down upon us today. So thank you for bringing that up, Hyped Gamer. That I personally did not know, but that's definitely comforting to know. But yeah, man, he was the most human of us all. I mean, I just I go back to just his panels, his interviews. If you truly want to know what JDF stood for, please go back and watch some of his old interviews, whether that be with Joe from the Illuminati, whether that be from past panels and stuff. I mean, yeah, you definitely get to see the type of person that he certainly was.
I think JDF had a tattoo right here that said Jesus didn't tap. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Levi says Jason David Frank was my hero, my father figure, my inspiration. I haven't stopped crying all day.
Yeah.
I feel you there.
The A Games 10, the color green will hit differently now. Yeah, it will. Honestly, I don't think I could wear green without like getting emotional.
Brock, I love you, JDF. That's a sweet message.
Yeah.
Brandon, JDF was my favorite ranger. He inspired me and was the best. Um, First off, I just want to say I appreciate, especially all the new names I'm seeing in here. A lot of people are coming through and dropping their respects. I've never seen half these people on our live stream before, and I appreciate them
Right.
visiting for a very good reason. So that again, to see like his impact and how he's touched so many people, it's this is a perfect example. Hasper, as someone who was born '92, my childhood was JDF as green and white. This hurts a lot. Um, Yusri, man, I am sitting and crying since I saw the post. He helped a lot of people, but RIP JDF. I started martial arts because of him. Fox Kids Jesus in tears today. Wesley, I want to say that we are extremely sad about the passing of Jason. I feel for his kids. I'm here if you guys need to reach out. Hunter, Jacob, Sky, and Jenna, your dad was an inspiration to millions of kids and adults around the world. He will be missed. In his words, it's morphin' time. And I think with that, I think that's a very fitting to note to certainly end on. So if there are some comments that I certainly missed, guys, I do apologize. But thank you, really, truly, thank you. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if anybody or who was going to show up for the tribute, but it totally means everything to myself, and I'm sure to JDF and his fans and friends and family to see that so many people came by today and wanted to wish their condolences and just share their memories about JDF and everything that he's done for us.
Can I read this comment by the A Game? He says, "Here are some green batteries for your green Dragotoid Datila."
Yeah, they definitely want you to pull out that dragon dagger sometime today, man, and get to playing that flute.
I should summon the dragon dagger for JDF. And like my sword ascension dragon ditch sword is actually coming on. It should be here like on Saturday, like next Saturday, the 28th.
Oh, what are you getting next Saturday?
Oh, the a sword ascension project, Dragon Zord.
Yes. Oh, you did order it?
Yeah, I ordered it. So I
Nice.
have the Megazord, the Dino Megazord. So now I'm getting the Dragon Zord.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. When you got to do an unboxing and show it
Oh,
to
I
us.
am. I am. I'm gonna do an unboxing of the dragon dagger and that dragon sword. But it's just I've been kind of busy. I had a lot to cover this weekend and next weekend as well, with it being Survivor Series. And then the week after that is LA Comic Con. I'm gonna go meet Amy Jo
Eh,
Johnson.
Oh, she's gonna
And
be
then,
there.
yeah, and then
Oh,
after
so
that
good.
is Final Battle the following weekend. So I'm gonna try to squeeze it in.
They're keeping you busy. They're keeping you busy for sure.
Definitely.
I love it
Definitely.
though. And then last but not least, this is Legend of the White Dragon. We are truly heartbroken. Thoughts and prayers out to his family. Please respect the privacy of his loved ones during this time. JDF will truly be missed. It's just amazing to see his career and how far he's come along. I mean, from from this guy as a young kid to this guy as an incredible man. Again, again, we're all humans. We're never perfect. Um, but I do think there's just so much more to a person than their faults. And when you've had that type of impact in people's lives, and you've changed a lot of people's lives, um, I think that's something worth celebrating over our mishaps as human beings. You know what I mean? Um, and so again, we never know what anybody's going through, so always be supportive, be understanding, empathize, and just show love to people despite our differences that we certainly may have in this world. But I think if there's anything that I've learned, I definitely have learned that from JDF and all his amazing words of wisdom, inspiration, and just commitment to not only his job, his brand, but his fans and his family. And I think that's attributes that we should all be trying to acquire and learn for ourselves and continue to spread those incredibly positive messages, not only for ourselves, but for other people. So if there is any way to remember JDF, please go ahead and do so in that manner. But we'll see how it goes, guys. And, life
Yeah.
goes on for us. We will all continue to grieve as any way that we possibly can. But understand that if there is anything that you guys additionally want to say that has not been said in here, the comment section below is completely available to you guys to share your memories and your thoughts and your condolences to JDF, certainly going forward, guys. So,
Yeah.
any last words, Attila?
Yeah, you guys, we're not alone. We're all in this together. Ranger Nation is in mourning, so there you shouldn't feel like you're alone in your mourning and your grieving, because we're all here mourning and grieving along with you guys. And I wish we can all just do one big group hug, but yeah. But we're all in this together, and JDF impacted all of us in some way or another, and he will certainly be missed. And we have over 200 episodes of Tommy to forever. He always live in our memories, in our hearts. What's that saying goes? Heroes are remembered, but legends never die.
Yes, I love it. I love it. That's an incredible saying. One to certainly remember in these times. But with that, we will be wrapping up here, guys. So thank you so much for everything. We certainly will be back later on this weekend. So join me for Hero Report next Sunday at 11 a.m. I think I'm going to spend the rest of this week just in my own thoughts and stuff. But again, if you guys have any other thoughts, feel free to share them in the comment section box below. And last but not least, just rest in peace, JDF. And thank you for everything, truly. It means the world to me. So love you. Love you all. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off as I always do. And please take this to heart. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And of course, keep it A+. Talk to you guys later. Bye.